Welcome back to part 2. In this video I'm going to show you how I did the insulation and seamed it and then put in the furring strips for attaching the walls later on. Enjoy! So it's insulation time and I did my research, and you are not supposed to use the white insulation foam board with the little white beads on it, but you're supposed to use green, blue, or pink insulation. I got 1/2 inch insulation board and I'm cutting it and tucking it in. Now, you're not supposed to glue the back, you're just supposed to shove it in there and tape it. I did read somewhere that you're supposed to put a bead of silicone caulk along the back to help hold it in. I don't think it's necessary by the time it's all said and done with the tape. And I'm taping it here with the tape, that'll actually need to be an issue. So I'm just cutting it to fit and shoving it in. This is the aluminum tape. I would highly suggest, because it has a back on it, that you just peel a little bit and get it started, and then peel the tape off as you go, because this stuff will curl up and stick to itself and crumple into a big nasty mess. So start your tape on the wall and pull the backing as you go. I learned that the hard way because I've never dealt with this stuff before.
See if I can do this one-handed. So I got it started here, and then you're going to pull the back off like that. Because if you go any further than that, it will actually curl up.
It's looking good. Oop, missed a spot. So this is a lot more time consuming than I anticipated. And messy. It's very, very messy. But I'm getting there. So everything's got a learning curve, right? So I learned you pull the paper off as you go, otherwise you get a crinkled mess. And if I can do this one-handed, here's the other thing I'm going to show you that I learned. Stick it to the foam side first. Otherwise you get a bubble back behind here. A bubble back behind here. So if you come down and stick it on there first, then you can come back and you get a nice edge right there. Learn that trick after I put a few up.
So this wall is a little tricky because all of these other walls are recessed and this one is flat and it's got a groove. And I'm going to have to put my furring strips across and screw into that. And I don't want to lose where that's at, because once I put the insulation board and tape up, I'm going to miss it. So I put a little mark up there to show where the support was, and I put a little mark up there to show where the support was. And with this little slant thing, I don't know if you can see this, I cut a groove off the back so it'll lay nice and flat. So I guess it's all about problem solving. And I got some two-faced tape to stick it to that. Okay, so it worked. I'm gonna cut that little groove out right there so it lays a little bit flatter. But the two-faced tape is working, it's sticking, and I can still see where the studs are. So that was an easy solution.
Oh, goodness. So the tape isn't always sticking super well. And I know if you run your fingers along it, it can give you a nasty cut. So I am just taking some leftover and I am just pressing that down. So that seems to hold it a lot better. Just a little piece of advice. Well, this thing is kind of a problem. It's for the spare tire. And the whole thing slides up and down, but it's got a bolt coming out of the back and I can't get it off the track, so I'm gonna have to cut it off. I hate doing things like this because it's supposed to be part of the trailer, but it's got to be done. It's in the way. Okay, so I'm getting the furring strips up. What I did is I put 3-inch furring strips up here and I double screwed them because I'm going to be hanging some cabinets there and I want to be able to support the weight. These down here are just going to hold the wallboard up. So I'm getting done with the fern strips. One final note, I would encourage you to make sure you know where your wires are. So I had to drop this one down because if I would have screwed it up higher, I would have hit the wires and probably taken out my turn signals and brake lights and stuff. So always make sure you know where things are wired. Just a little piece of advice.